Hello YouTube, welcome back to Skul. There hasn't been patch notes for the most recent update, but it did receive a 212 meg patch since the last time I played. I have no idea if it's fixed some of the issues I had with it or not, so we're going to play at least one run on a Tuesday as per to see. Also, someone mentioned since I have nothing to spend my purple on anymore, apparently you can get these guys to pay out twice. Get Skul. Yes, I am a greedy skeleton. You gave me the same damn thing. Can I have two of the same damn thing, please? Yeah, okay, we're gonna have two of the same damn thing, if you don't mind. And thank you for the bits, Lostin. Self-made bits bomb. That's cheating if you do your own bits bomb, but thank you for starting a hype train. So, that's not that great, but hey, we can get greedy with you too. Want my things, you greedy. Yes, me greedy. Oh, you give me a good thing. So yeah, that's what we'll be spending our purple on until such time as they give us more stuff to unlock. It's a little bit of a shame that the starter stuff is all, you know, the same. How many sub points was I away? Well, I've lost some subs on my day off. We're at 455 sub points out of 600 for the next emote slot. Nowhere close. It's 145 subs. You know, anyone got to spare like $300? That wouldn't even be enough, would it? I don't do maths. Thank you, BD, for 19 months with Twitch Prime. I think you've been around longer, but you didn't have your Twitch Prime available. No, there's anything wrong with that. It's exactly $1,000. Christ. Skull or item? I don't want two spears. Having the parry isn't too bad though. He got his friend killed. I can parry a cloud of pink gas. How's the riddle solving going? I'll be honest, I didn't know Arkham Knight off camera on my day off. I just forgot. Well, not really forgot, because I played a little bit of, bollocks, what did I play a little bit of? Oh, wasn't there an Animal Crossing event? I feel like I did more Animal Crossing than usual on Monday. Unless I'm getting that confused with Sunday. That's not really what I'm looking for. What are these? These are balanced. I'm going to keep the two balanced for now. I will still do some off camera. No, Luke, don't do that. You don't just throw $1,000 at somebody and they aren't even going to take their pants off for you. Well, the evil vice president is here, and I feel like he might be in the mood. If he promised to donate it to his presidential campaign, he'll basically do anything. $725, they ain't much better, honestly. Plus, it's not like I have an emote ready because I still have emote slots, and I mean, Kurt was around for the first time in forever today. I believe Lan is busy with her own projects, and Zeppo is turning into like a weirdo like Kensei, so I don't know if I'm comfortable getting free art off of him. This time I will take an item because the item room was bad. I mean, the skull room was bad, which is technically an item room, but whatever. I don't have any story. Well, actually, I have a bad story from my day off about something I saw when I was out walking Sora. But other than that, I did some painting. Oh, I watched a show on Netflix, but we'll get to that afterwards. Also, I hope you all watched The Floor is Lava while I wasn't streaming on Monday, as per your required watching. That show is trashy but good. The show I'm going to talk about that I watched on Monday is trashy and still good, but more trashy. But in the same vein. I can't think of anything. I got a late night supermarket delivery at like, it was just after 8 at night. Which is a little weird to be doing, but hey, I took advantage of not streaming. Oh yeah, let's all, can I get some Fs in chat to pay respects? Valnar's been having a lot of issues with his ISP, and while getting frustrated with them on Monday, he learned and this is not a joke, that his ISP has been purchased by BT and BT is his ISP now. Thank you, Skooma Cat, for 29 months with Twitch Prime. BT owns a lot of little companies that they hide the fact that they're owned by BT, specifically because BT has such a bad reputation. I had to be very careful with who I went with when I was changing away from them as well. Because a few options that looked cheap, looked into them, oh, they're just BT under a different name. But my god, was it good to be rid of them. We can't afford both of these. This might help us more in the long run. You know what, let's try and invest for the future for once. BT will consume him. It'll consume his sanity. Citation, me. So yeah, that kind of sucks. But I will admit there's a little bit of schadenfreude. I can't help it. This counter is absolutely worthless against this guy. Also, we're not doing much damage. That's a new animation for him starting that attack. Wait, did he get away with that or not? I can't tell because he didn't do the noise of him breaking. But he also didn't do any special attack. This is also the longest I've heard the boss fight theme in this. Like the generic boss, I mean. Hey, you got the good blob. Let's see, do we want Groot? I don't want this. I do want this though. I've got a tanky build going. I would love if they did a Hollow Knight crossover, that'd actually fit super well. Alright, I guess we'll build up our run with some more items. So anyways, well, speaking of terrible things, the thing I saw when I was walking Sora on Monday. Kenzo put up a bunch of new signs. You've probably seen them all over the place. It's just more COVID related stuff. Just to reiterate, yes, stuff is opening, but like, watch yourself. And I happened to be passing a shop that sells food. And they have been open most of the time. But they've got a new one, like a new massive sign that says stuff like stuff that was already clear and already being done. Like you can't pay with cash, you've got to do card only, wear a mask, wash your hands, you know, all that stuff. The difference is though, now in big writing it said one person in the shop at a time, please. In really big writing. And the reason it caught my attention is because when I was approaching the shop and passed it with Sora, I was certain I saw two people immediately walk in the store. Customers, I mean. And sure enough, I paused and looked in the window as I passed, to see one person getting served and another person right behind them waiting to be served. It's like, did you just not see the giant sign in like size 50 font? Or did you just not care? I have double lens currently. Because you don't have a large selection of starting skulls. Oops, that would be spikes. People need purged? Some people do, but not if it means taking out a bunch of innocent people as well. The bigger font does not do shit. It's like when you put important information in your stream title and people still ask because, or below your stream for that matter, and people still ask you stuff because nobody reads it. I guess we'll take it so we have a ranged option. I'm not as keen on that skill though. Not so much for having enough money for anything. I don't know if I want Groot for this run. What game is this? Zeppo, you have to have seen me play Skul before. I refuse to believe you ignored it. I think that's a new cart in the background, isn't it? What am I playing today? I'm playing Skul, Gunfire Reborn, and insert third thing here, potentially. Oh, if only there was a way to see what I was playing. Yeah, I know. I forgot. I didn't realize what you were doing. Because usually when I'm in pre-chub, like 4 people have done exclamation mark title already, but I think Valinar's crying in a BT-related puddle of tears right now, so he wasn't there to do it. No, yeah, he was. He did his new favourite emote, which is the guy getting electrocuted. Which I'm fond of as well, for the record. Alright, anyway, the thing I watched on Netflix, so I'm curious if anyone can guess if you're also watching like the trashy game shows Netflix have been making. So they did The Floor is Lava, and that's good. It's a little annoying and trashy and very, very American, but it's good. And I recommend it. Now imagine a game show in the similar vein, also trashy, also not American though. It has people who are American in it, but it also has Welsh people, Irish people, English people, etc. But the premise is as dumb as The Floor is Lava. It's more like Floor is Lava is something everybody played as kids. This is a game where you enjoy it more if you're drunk, I would imagine. Where's my watch binging at me? Oh, I got my "you've stood up enough today while sitting down." Excellent. Very good at tracking that. The game show was actually set in Ireland, of all places, for the record. So a lot of the people overseeing the rounds are Irish, so the narrator is Irish. So CR's got a lot to answer for, is what I'm saying. Because it was truly trash. For the 3 presenters, 2 of them are English and 1 of them is American. Would you understand what the show is about if I told you that it's called Flinch? With an exclamation mark, I think. Literally just making people flinch? Yeah, but in relatively extreme ways. So if I might give an example, they strap people to like a gurney and so they can't move at all, and then they see that there's a washing machine dangling above them, and then it's been positioned in such a way that at some undisclosed time it's going to fall at them and stop just in front of their face. And if they flinch, if they're representing one of the judges, it counts against the judge, and whichever judge loses has to do an event at the end of the episode. But also, they get punished, usually by getting stabbed by a cattle prod and electrocuted. Or, like, sometimes they get thrown into a bed filled with mouse traps, or open bags of flour, or swamp water, or swill water, because they're on a farm. That's why it's in Ireland, I guess. It does sound extremely dangerous, but don't worry because there's a disclaimer at the start of each episode, which, like the end credits, is in Comic Sans, by the way, which tells you this is overviewed by many safety people. Don't do any of this at home. So it's truly awful, and they all just sit around and laugh at these poor people. They also have to be very lenient with what counts as a flinch, because even if you don't get scared by somebody, say like suddenly clapping at you, you still can't help but blink because your eyes do that automatically. So sometimes I feel like they were getting penalized for just, they weren't really flinching, their body was reacting without them getting scared. So, you know, it's a little inconsistent as well. They didn't mention a lot of times, like, it sounds like the people who took part had to sign really long contracts. It's played for laughs, but I wouldn't be surprised if it was, like, serious. Also, I don't think they win anything. Like, the winning team in Flora's Lava at least got 10 grand. But I'm fairly certain in Flinch they didn't get a damn thing. I'm trying to remember now. No, I don't think they did. Like, there's a little bit of fanfare for the person who flinches the least across all the events. But I don't think there's, like, a cash value in that. Hello, Echo. You used to do Viking reenactments? You know, I went to one of those with my school once. It was very strange. I think it was down in Scarborough, actually. Or thereabouts. It's a very awkward situation. We are not doing a lot of damage, despite having a fairly good build, honestly. It's just a weak skull. That's all my good story shoes up now, so we're just going to have to talk about miniature related stuff for the rest of the episode. Oh, Ed went on the record as saying the Isaac expansion is due out at the end of summer-ish. So still a bit away. Is the cross... Oh yeah, if you mean the Dead Cells one, it was live last week. We played it and I used it. The mermaid exploded. Netflix has a 4-part Transformers animation coming out. I did not know that. What kind of animation, and also who are the voices? No, I don't care about the other cast actually. Is Peter Cullen doing it? I don't really care about Frank Welker because he can't do his Megatron voice anymore. He's too old. It just sounds like he's in constant pain. Oh man, definitely not catching a break, skull-wise. He might be? That's not really a good answer. I mean, that's probably better than the spear, but if I lose the spearman, then there's no point holding this or this. Huh. Yeah, let's do it. Oh, that's Garlean item, not Garlean skull. Never mind. Oh, the constant pain thing? I don't think Frank Welker is constantly in pain. He can still do his Fred voice. Although I don't think he does do his Fred voice anymore, but he voiced Fred from Scooby-Doo for many years. Is that a new attack for this Skul? I don't think I've had it before. I've always had the other one. It's set around the War for Cybertron game? Ooh, well, are they matching the visual style of the War for Cybertron game? The maid must die. I like the water shuriken. Oh, he voiced Scooby-Doo in the movies? That I didn't know. Remember the guy who voiced Shaggy used to do a voice in Transformers, and he was among a lot of the staff that left after they did that racist episode. The original Transformers had a very racist episode, which led to a number of the cast leaving. The Decepticons team up with Iranian terrorists from a fictional country called Carbomia. That is not a joke, it is a real thing. Yeah, it was super subtle. You'd have to really pay attention to spot the racism. I mean, that was in G2 series anyway, so it already sucked. Wait, no, was it after the movie? I think it was the second season with Optimus before the movie, but that was when it started to go downhill. Clearly, whoever on the staff who wrote that episode had some issues. You know what my kids' cartoon needs that I'm writing for? Subtle racism. Well, subtle racism. And that was in the early 80s. Something still alive? Oh, gentlemen. I had no idea you were down here. I don't feel like we're getting as few health ups as we did last time. There might just be a few lucky rolls, but it does feel like it's back to more like what it should be. Ooh, we don't have any speed up items, but still. Whoops, I didn't actually mean to use the bike, but... Well, I'm here now, sorry. Leroy Jenkins! Why does it feel like I'm doing no damage to bosses anymore, though? Like, the boss fights were the perfect length. They did definitely not need to be made longer. Thank you, Robin, for 36 months in a row with Twitch Prime. Also, her health used to be, like, super low. Like, this is taking way too long for these people to die. Also, he got away with his ult, excuse me. I don't remember it even being this bad last week. Like, did they buff the basic enemy bosses' HP? That was a terrible decision if so. She was already basically impossible to get an interrupt in with. Thankfully it's also not a good ult. Like, this is the music looping for the third time, I think. It's like an Isaac boss fight. It's that bad. Like, it's not hard, it's just tedious. That's what an Isaac boss fight is. Congratulations, you messed up even more. I don't really want any of these. Now you can read Robin's message. Oh, thank you very much. Well, like I was saying, the Isaac expansion is due out, but I still don't know if I want to support it. Because as far as I'm aware, that twat working for Nicholas still hasn't been fired for all the racist shit it got exposed. I mean, he hasn't, like, he has no creative control over the game at all, but I don't want to encourage people to buy a Nicholas game. But if it's the Anti-Birth guy or guys team handling it, that at least means it should hopefully be good, unlike Afterbirth Plus. Also, Ed is apparently doing another 4 Souls Kickstarter, but it's delayed till next year. I was reading, like, he did a big update on all of his projects, which I have no idea how he's going to have time for, because apparently he's also had a second kid, so he's burning the candle at both ends by the sounds of it to me. Like, Skul has not changed back to being good, especially with how long the boss fights are taking. So I think it does still need a little bit of a breather after this week, probably, but it might be back to being good by the time Isaac updates. Is that boss over there stuck? No, he got unstuck by his friend punching him. I know that wasn't the optimal way to kill him, but I was getting bored. There has been a new update. There was a 212 megabyte patch on Saturday, but there was no patch notes for it. Also, the bosses are definitely taking longer to die than they did last Tuesday. So whatever they did in the patch is clearly buggered that in some fashion. Yeah, it's the mid bosses I'm talking about, not the big boss. It also feels like we're doing, like, no damage, even though I did pick up I've got damage. It's just not doing much. We're also getting really, really bad skulls, to be fair. Atomic Mass Games tweeted they're going live in an hour and a half rather. Oh, they're painting Thanos yet again. Oh yeah, then the glitch where they still can't be interrupted is still not fixed. I forgot. I'm used to doing this room where they can be interrupted. I've got my eye on another early access game, but judging by the reviews, it's not quite good enough yet. I don't remember what it's called. I think it's called Ember, but it's not spelt correctly. And it's basically Overcooked, but you're firefighters. And from what I understand, it's very, very early access, so I don't think it's ready to jump in on yet. But it's worth keeping an eye on. Speaking of which, the game we're going to be trying after this is also early access. I have no idea how much content is currently available for it. Jesus Christ. We can't catch a break. This is because I took 2 skulls at the start, isn't it? Oh, that will increase the power of this, because it goes up with movement speed. Oh no, they changed it so it amplifies crit chance. Don't know if that's better or worse. I'll give it a go. No, I can't afford my food. Damn, that's expensive food. No wonder it's a really good deal. Can't get rid of nothing really. Well, I mean, I could sell a few things, but I don't want to. You like the War of the World Necrons? I haven't really looked at the new 40k stuff. I do already have a guess for what the new 40k starter set is going to cost them. My guess is 120. Expecting that to teleport me further. Well, the thing I know about Gunfire Reborn is if you're playing it solo, it's balanced for solo, but whether you're playing with one other person, 2 or 3, it's all balanced for 4. Like 4 total, I mean. Which isn't great if we do end up playing in multiplayer, but... You also seem to be a cat, which is also a negative. Oh, that also reminds me, this is a very busy week for YouTube 2 videos. There's, oh, finally, some good fucking skull. Not the good skill on the skull though, but it'll do. So, on Monday, Resident Evil 2 campaign went up. Today, Resident Evil 2 campaign went up, the conclusion. Tomorrow is Batman. The day after that is a surprise unboxing. And then tomorrow I'm going to film for the day after that in Gotham City Chronicles. I'm looking forward to giving it a go for the first time. I feel like I didn't get off as much, get off as well, rather, as they did there. Everything is still taking too long to die. And I hate when roguelikes get slowed down unnecessarily. See Hades. I actually just actively got me hit because it was so slow. I'll just stick with this then. Yeah. Get rid of that because it's garbage. What? I can give you a hint about the surprise unboxing. Hello, Fire Hoggy. Your hint is snakes. Not on a plane. What happened to my double jump there? I jumped and tried to double jump and it only did it once. Got hit by an attack I'd already dashed through with eyebrows. So the patch also did not fix them. Got a crit on that though. That pulled me into the attack. You can tell when something is off if you've already done the fight enough to know what to expect. You get a feel for it. Loving that attack. Swapped again. They said in the patch notes they made it so that they swapped more often, which is also a terrible change. Because again, it makes it longer. Same one again. This is the one with most HP, of course. And it barely lost any HP. So this fight has been changed. Honestly, Groot felt like he took longer as well. Not much longer, but longer. It's less noticeable because he's not particularly difficult. Whereas these two were already difficult. Didn't need to be made harder or longer. Yeah, they really did mess up. But it's early access, so there's room to improve. If it keeps on getting really bad though, it'll be getting the Hades treatment where it's... I'll try it again at the 1.0 release and render a final decision on whether or not it's worth sticking with. Because the 1.0 release will be the most accurate representation of what they had planned. I didn't really give Darkest Dungeon that chance because it wasn't so much that necessarily everything they did with it was bad, it's just not what I was looking for. Like, this is too long for a boss fight. Way too long. We're not even in the actual, like, proper hard part. Well, that might not really be the hard part now that they swap so often because it's very pattern based. I mean, they are as well, but there's a bigger move pool to pick from when there's the two of them. That regenning me back up to 30% is kind of keeping me in this more than I should have been. Dear. Yeah, Darkest Dungeon is not meant to be a fun game, and that's why I'm not particularly interested in it. Whoops. They swapped again, you son of a bitch. The suspense is boring me. What if I killed them both simultaneously? What would happen? Ugh. No, it doesn't go to full, it just goes up a bit. Oh, and by a bit, 600. Forgot to change that attack so it covers the whole bloody arena as well. Never used to. It used to have a bit where you could hide and dodge it. You know, like it's an attack you learn and adapt to. But now it's just, if you don't have the upgrade that gives you iframes on your dash, guaranteed damage. She gets me with that downward strike, it'll kill me probably. It does a ridiculous amount of damage. I'd be really curious how long that goddamn boss fight took, because it isn't worth doing when it takes that long. That had to be at least 5 minutes, right? At least. I'd say closer to 8, maybe? I felt like 8. Closer to 7. Is this a normal room? And this is an item room. I don't need items now, really. Well, I do, but it's too late to make a difference. Look how long they're taking to die. They haven't got a defense up, they've got an attack up. I wonder if they fixed the bug where you can just ignore the big spawns. I don't know what made that sound. That was a new attack. That's a new attack to stop you running away. Well, no, you can still run away, but they try and punish you for it. I see. Depends on what type of door it is, but some are just normal fight rooms, some are item rooms, some are skull rooms, some are shops. Oh, is this the last day of the Pride emotes? Is this my last chance to get Happy Bee? If I don't get that emote, I will forever be miserable. I'm Scottish, so that goes without saying, but I mean even more. It Look at our attack speed and they still aren't dying. You feel impotent. No, I don't mean that bee. I mean the one where it's like the close-up of the face. The Pikachu-like one. Oh god, this is the safest way to kill this thing. Yeah, that one. You flaunted at me. Oh, that has one of them in it, huh? I was expecting a Metroid. So these rooms just take way too long now. Too little, too late, Samurai Man. Valnary, you just lost every last little bit of sympathy I had for you being stuck with BT. Flaunting the happy bee at me. Yeah, that's a damage up. 7 more damage per attack. I mean, there's absolutely no way in hell I'm stopping this. Damn it, something else spawned back there. More things spawn. Oh. Thank you for that. Thank you, Lawson, for the bits.
Oh.
There were no emote unlocks for me, sadly. You did give them to 10 people, though. Gentlemen. You get stuck to the floor after that attack. Rajang? Too little, too late, I think. Oh, it is fun to punch the shit out of these crappy enemies though.
A gift for you.
Thank you, Vice President, for gifting a tier 1 sub. And for sharing 5 emotes. Oh, he left. Not good enough left. Did I sell the thing that restores my health when I'm below 30? No. Why is it not working? Oh, it is. It's just going real slowly. You has B? How dare you? Oh shit. Well, we're gonna lose here, aren't we? Good. Honestly, this run is boring me. Your bees offend me. Alright, well, until the next patch for sure then.